Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
So this news is kind of old in the Twitter landscape, but I don't give a shit. I'm still going to cover this. So if you're a millionaire, well, you're probably not watching this, and if you are,
give me your cash, motherfucker.
No one wants to hear you complain about how hard your life is, at least not how hard your life is now that you're a millionaire. And when you're a content creator, I don't see how that makes for good content anyway. That should be obvious to everyone, and it is. But the Twitch streamer isn't a very smart creature. They're a mongoloid, half-human, half-goat creature. We believe the creature started off as human, but some kind of mutation happened. It may have been a mix of fetal alcohol syndrome and retardation, as well as the location of California that has allowed this to happen. It's also believed that this is what the Mayans were alluding to when they predicted that the world would end in 2012. The company started in 2011, and by 2013 they'd already taken over the world. These beings smell like sweat and fear, and they don't bathe unless you count sitting in a kid's pool wearing a bikini as bathing. They perch on chairs like birds, they sniff each other's asses to find a mate, almost like dogs, and they seem to draw power from self-humiliation, which allows them to create these gold coins that they hoard. But unlike most animals that hoard food during the winter, the gold coins that the streamers collect sustain them year-round, allowing them to hibernate indefinitely. It's because of this that they're able to do this weird gymnastics to explain that they're right when they're obviously being retarded. That's how people like Hasan are able to act like what they're doing is hard, like in this clip.
No, social battery wise, unless you're in retail, it's very different. You're out of touch. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same way as someone who did a sales job, a real job. I'm telling you, as someone who did both, 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably do physical labor. It would not bother me, but I can't do more social shit. That's my point.
This is the context that he's complaining that no one is showing, but it doesn't even matter because it doesn't make it any better. It's 2024, and a leftist streamer is complaining about being taken out of context after saying some indefensible shit. That sounds like another guy.
You can see this is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring to.
What?
I get what he means, that it's hard to talk and socialize with people after spending all your day talking, but I'd still rather be drained in a social setting because of talking than to be physically and mentally drained from manual labor, and then listen to people complain about their shitty lives. Then again, his conversations are with people like Pokimane, and I think I'd rather stick a fucking gun in my mouth than to ever hear her speak again.
Like, if you're a broke boy, just say so. Anyway.
Energy is energy. It doesn't matter how it's used, and once it is used, it will make you tired and probably withdrawn in a social setting. But if he didn't stream for so long, which is a luxury that no one else has, he would be fine, and he is fine. He's a trust fund kid with a billionaire father. That isn't being forced to do anything. Here's a theory. Maybe the reason you're withdrawn in conversations is just that you're not mentally stimulated because you're not actually doing anything. You know, that could be also true. You know how to fix social drain, as you call it? Stream less and go outside. It's not good for you, and it's even worse for your audience. Huge chunks of that time, there's nothing happening, and that's just boring as fuck. And someone's gonna say, yeah, but you can't be entertaining for 9 hours straight. Well, if that's the case, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. why stream for so long if you're not even being entertaining for that long? He doesn't realize that no one wants to watch his empty chair and him complaining about his blissful, never had real problems life. It's called passive income. You don't actually have to do anything, mate. And at any point, you can just unplug the computer to ignore the comments and criticism, unlike an employee who might encounter these things from, say, a boss or just a customer. So I don't give a fuck that some people were mean to you. It's just that you're so easily triggered that it makes it easy for people to attack you. And that's another thing. You're a character now, like Bugs Bunny or Hitler. You even say that what you're doing is performing for 9 hours. So stop breaking the fourth wall to talk to us about how the things you do actually aren't fun. I want the character's thoughts, not the actor's. Or have you blurred the lines of that now? Another thing about Hasan that's weird is how he tries to downplay how rich he is because he knows it looks bad. But the thing is, if he leaned into it more, that would be more interesting and more honest. Like if he owned that and was still advocating for the things that he does, that would be better. Like, he says he lives on basic necessities, but he's wearing a Rolex and takes his streaming buddies to lunch and racks up $1,700 bills. And I don't get why you would even say that you're living off of basic necessities when he's in the position that he's in, even if it's true, because why aren't you spending that money? Having the ability to make frivolous purchases is something that working class people can only dream of, but because he's rich his whole life, he will never understand that. I'm not against saving your money, but he acts like that behavior from anyone else would be wealth hoarding. He's even bragged about not spending money on clothes, instead he wears what his audience sends him. But if you're a millionaire, why are you expecting donations and gifts in the first place? If a small underground rodent creator like myself was asking for donations, that would make sense, but there's no defense for expecting that much money and gifts from your audience when you're a fucking millionaire. The streamers have a lot of inner conflicts and seem to hate each other, but when they sense an outside threat, they come together in a fury, like some kind of retarded hive mind, or like a parasite that's been detected inside of your body. So it makes sense then that gremlins like Asmongold, or as he's also known, Bleeding Gums Murphy.
But recently, someone pulled up a picture of his bedroom on Twitter, and there was blood on the wall.
What?
And his response to this, his explanation, was that his gums would bleed at night, and he would wipe away the blood and smear it on the wall, just so he could go back to sleep.
Well, he came to the defense of Hasan with great takes like, normal people make thousands of dollars a year, and then double down on it in a 2-hour response video to this drama, which sounds like another streamer who also tried to deflect criticism recently.
You can see this is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring to.
That was unfair. I shouldn't have 2 Vosh jump scares in one video. I'm very sorry about that. I'm serious. Asmongold is a fucking toothless vampire, and I know that there's footage of him outside away from a computer screen, but I don't believe that it's real. I don't know what technology that they use to make it look like it's real, but it's fake.
He makes thousands of dollars a day. Him making takes trying to relate to normal working people is fucking stupid. Well, there are normal working people that also make thousands of dollars a day. Whenever I was like I'd say like 21 to like 28 or so, because I lost all my teeth. How many teeth did you lose? I have a single digit number of actual real teeth left.
I don't even think he's capable of absorbing vitamin D, for fuck's sake. We will never fully understand the mind of the streamer. More research has to be done on these fascinating creatures, but these creatures are very sensitive and they need to be kept in enclosures. So if you just donate $1 a day, you can save these vulnerable streamers from ever having to face the perils of the outside world.